Hello, hello, and welcome to WarCrafters for July 28th, 2024. This is Season 1, Episode 19 of the show, and today we're going to be, I'm Mayor Watt, and that's ohmTown.com, and the Sentient AI is not with me today, so you shouldn't see that thing accelerate at all. Yeah, I'm looking at my screen. Makes me look like I'm looking at the news, but I'm looking at the visualizer. Anyway, today we're going to be talking about DnD's new player's handbook, jigsaw puzzles and arithmetic problems, dungeons of Hinterberg, play a Silksong in Minecraft, in the same boat as Bethesda, Astro Hunters VR, flexible combat systems, micro-tactic roguelite RPG, Dungeons and Kingdoms, and the to-do list for the War Within Warcraft. That is all powered by ohmTown.com. Go over there, become a citizen. What a derp. All right, folks. So you hit the wrong button one time. Let's get into it right away. I'm doing a time machine episode, but into the future, because I won't be available to do the shows tomorrow. So I'm doing all 7 of the shows between Friday and today. If you want to get today's show notes for WarCrafters, you hit exclamation WC over in Twitch. Otherwise, you can get them from the show notes later tonight. That said, if you want the podcast form of this, then you hit exclamation point pod. And if you want the commands for all of the show notes, you hit exclamation point show notes, and that'll give you the commands, the syntax for each individual show. And we've got 7 shows. One is still pending, Mix War, but there's copyright issues all the time, so I'm trying to formalize all of that. That said, there's been a bunch of changes that have gone on. A whole lot of new stuff has dropped. I just found out about another one, Castle Crashers, got a DLC update. But we'll talk about all of this stuff as we go through the show. The very first article is about a tabletop game, though. DnD's new 2024 Player's Handbook will have 10 species to choose from, including Goliaths, and Drow will be closer to Baldur's Gate 3 version. Wizards of the Coast has said the upcoming Dungeons & Dragons rules revisions will be compatible with 5th edition rather than a replacement or remake of it. And is calling the revised core rulebook the 2024 edition. If you're a veteran of the edition wars, they seem more like 4th edition's essentials line than 3rd edition's complete replacement by 3.5, and thus Pathfinder. So I've actually Pathfinder is right there on the floor over here. And I don't really play D&D all that much, but I like reading their material so that it stirs creative juices. So the latest edition on D&D Beyond covers the 10 species players will also be able to choose from in the 2024 Player's Handbook, while mostly familiar. There are a few options that weren't in the 2014 rulebook. This comes by way of PCGamer.com and Jody McGregor. The deck statement says, "Goodbye sunlight sensitivity, you won't be missed." Yeah, I played a Drow. So when I was much younger, I don't play RPGs anymore, at least not tabletop versions of them. But I'm aware of stuff because I'm still a fan and I like to create games. So I won't go through all of the minutiae of this, but I wanted more to just kind of draw attention to the fact that it says, as previously announced, the 2024 rules won't tie ability scores to species. Instead, they'll be modified based on your chosen background, a function of nurture rather than nature. This makes backgrounds more important to character creation as the part of your character's history where they honed their skills and abilities. The way ability score adjustments work for 2024 backgrounds is that each background has 3 ability scores tied to it. You can choose to add +2 to one of those ability scores and +1 to another, or add +1 to all 3. For example, the farmer background gives you strength, constitution, wisdom to choose from. The wayfarer background gives you dexterity, wisdom, and charisma. So it says, finally, good old humans work more like the popular human variant rule, or the variant human rule, getting a free feat and skill proficiency, quote, by emphasizing human resourcefulness and versatility in their traits, the blog explains. The 2024 core rules portray humans as they're seen in stories like Lord of the Rings or The Witcher, or even in sci-fi tales like Star Trek, never content to stay in one place, always eager to learn, grow, and explore. Yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff used to be bound in the species, but if you can get more flexibility, then you can be whatever you want to be, and it's really up to the players at the tabletop to make the story applicable. You can't be a certain species and be this. For instance, in the story, it wouldn't make any sense, but you would have to hash all that out and have conversations with your game master. Anyway, changes are always afoot. I don't really like the tone of it being the 2024 edition, because that implies that next year there's going to be a 2025 edition. Maybe that's the new dynamic, ever-changing target, so you always have to rework your characters. It is what it is. Moving on, the next article is over in WarCrafters. Here's a game that combines jigsaw puzzles with arithmetic problems to great success. The upcoming indie puzzler takes on the complexity of circuits by reducing them to familiar puzzle pieces in simple math. In Electrological, it's set to release this year, and with a demo out now, you'll place pieces on the board to form a chain that adds, subtracts, divides, multiplies to reach out a set output. But the pieces you have are fixed in shape and rotation. The boards are weird sizes, and you might not need every part that you have to succeed. So this article is also over at pcgamer.com by Jonathan Bolding. I saw this in Steam, and I decided that it would be fun to just add this to the article list. Plus the music is good, and there's a cute cat mascot, so that powers the internet. Electrological is an award winner, even though it's not out yet. It was a winner of the Gaia Studio Indie Game Contest hosted by Bandai Namco last year. They say here, electricity, hardware, and technology can be very complicated topics, but when broken down into their simplest form, anyone can understand the basics. Electrological gamifies the basics of electrical engineering, says Yutaka Kinjo, the solo developer behind Electrological, in a press release. I love it when people are really informed and skilled at being able to explain complex subjects. So always fun to talk with people like that. There isn't much more to the article, but you can find Electrological on Steam, and there's a demo, so go and add it to your favorites. All right, let's keep moving. Next article is over in WarCrafters. Despite its magic and monsters, Dungeons of Hinterberg's developers wanted to show a real place that could explore all layers of over-tourism. So it says, since Dungeons of Hinterberg is a game about a vacation, it's fittingly also a game about tourism. People flock to this imaginary Austrian village, not to ski or to sightsee, but to explore dungeons, fight monsters, use magic, which appeared seemingly randomly in Hinterberg a few years before the beginning of the game. Protagonist Louisa comes to Hinterberg to de-stress and have some fun. But at the end, she's knee-deep in questions about the impact of commercialization of magic and what it's had, impact it's had on the city. So it's interesting graphics. Maddie Chilton over at PCGamer.com put the article together. The deck statement says, Microbird talk about shaping Hinterberg's Austrian town through characters who both love and hate its sudden magical draw. It's really close to being rotoscoped, but it's not. I mean, it's a definitive artwork style that they've chosen here. And I haven't played this yet, or a demo of it. But my understanding is that it's a lot having to do with relationships and the sociological forces, as well as the game. Apparently, it gets pretty tough in places. 3 years ago, Magic appeared, and before that, it was a sleepy tourist place, said co-founder Regina Reisinger. Some people came for hiking or skiing, but it wasn't a grade A destination. It was just a mundane, normal place before something weird like magic happened. This balance and tension was what really interests us. The effects the appearance of magic has on the city provide much of the central focus of the game. And all of that has to be made up because there isn't magic in the world, right? I mean, we interpret some things as magic, and so you get a lot of debate about what to do about this. And because on this hand, it's beautiful that people from all over the world want to come and see your culture, says Philippe, and so on. So I would go and check this out and see if it's along your style of gameplay. There's videos of it and demonstrations of it. When talking about inspirations for Hinterberg, Regina and Philippe both spoke of the Austrian city of Hallstatt, a famously picturesque village with a population of 700 that sometimes hosts up to 10,000 tourists per day. Yeah, and there's a lot of blowback nowadays regarding over-tourism in today's modern world. Let's keep going. The next article is over in the continuity report. Tired of waiting for Hollow Knight Silksong? Now you can play it in Minecraft, apparently. Hollow Knight Silksong fans have grown tired of waiting for Team Cherry to deliver the sequel. Need to check out this incredible Minecraft build, which recreates the start of Hornet's journey with a different aesthetic. Silksong has become somewhat of a white whale for the video game community. I'm just talking about this the other day. It's almost meme level. People are like, no, Silksong is not going to be made. You got a better chance of, I don't know, anything else. So let's go over to Screen Rant. Brad Lang put the article together. There's no deck statement, but the summary says, still waiting for Silksong? Check out this amazing Minecraft build of the 2019 E3 demo, a creative way to ease the wait. Klauser's recreation of Silksong in Minecraft is shockingly impressive, with detailed gameplay and faithful boss adaptations, and Silksong's lengthy development is understandable with over 100 checkpoints and 165 new enemies. The sequel is on a much larger scale. And there's a video here. Basically, the 2019 E3 demo for Silksong has been converted into wow, a Minecraft demo. I'll play a little bit of it, but I'll mute it. So this is the demo, and then it gets converted into Minecraft. What is all of this? My goodness. I mean, they're talking about it, but I don't want to talk about it. I want to see. Oh, interesting. Okay, so they've basically made it a side scroller in Minecraft, just like the game is a side scroller. This guy's very animated. My goodness. And most of what he's doing is talking about it. So, at any rate, the build obviously incorporates the blocky aesthetic that's become synonymous with Minecraft, but the flow of the gameplay and the detail of the world is genuinely impressive. And there's only so much you can do with blocks. So what's taking Silksong so long? They say it's a massive game, and who knows? I don't know how many people are in the team, but it doesn't matter. It's going to take as long as it takes. And unless they want to take on investors who will demand more profits and influence the quality, it is what it is, and let them build it. And don't get bent out of shape, folks. Be happy when it arrives. Don't get angry. You can be disappointed, but you can't be angry. Let's keep going. The next article is over in WarCrafters. CD Projekt Red is in the same boat as Bethesda with its upcoming games. CD Projekt Red has enjoyed immense success thanks to its recent releases like Cyberpunk 2077 and its Phantom Liberty expansion, and the Polish studio now being in charge of two massive AAA franchises, The Witcher and CP 2077. Cyberpunk IP has developed a huge amount of buzz. I really want the Cyberpunk world to be kind of destructible to a greater degree, and more base builder and even multiplayer MMO style. A lot of people don't like that idea, but Cyberpunk is. I want more. So the article is over at GameRant.com. Jake Selway is the author, and they say that it has a lot aligned with Bethesda. So it says the two major historic franchises that belong to Bethesda are Elder Scrolls and Fallout, with Bethesda largely gearing itself up for the long-awaited release of the Elder Scrolls 6. Despite this, you know what? There's a better chance of Elder Scrolls 6 coming out than Silksong. Anyway, despite that, but I'm optimistic about all of it. Despite this, the Fallout franchise has generated a lot of hype and fresh fans in recent months, and yet the next mainline gaming release for the IP will sadly not be for some time. You know, why should they? Why should they rush it? You know, let them find something that they're really interested in doing and go from there. The Witcher 4 being expected to release in the coming years. Of course, this fantasy title is massively anticipated in its own right, but that means that another Cyberpunk title is not likely to surface until around 2028 at the earliest. Yeah, I agree. They just dropped. Well, they didn't just drop, but they essentially just dropped Phantom Liberty. Now regarded as a defining RPG experience within an IP that has endless possibilities going forward. Yeah, indeed. But it's going to have to be unique writing, new writing. And that's what's really important. I think people are willing to look past any shortcomings if the writing is really good, depending on the scale of the writing and the shortcomings. You know, they made up for the original deployment of 2077, much like No Man's Sky is made up for its initial launch. Let's keep going though. The next article is over in Reality Hacker. Astro Hunters VR is a PvPvE extraction shooter coming to Steam, and it says next month, so with a multi-platform launch to follow. I hope this is amazing. I haven't even looked at it yet, so I like to be willfully ignorant until the show. Developed by Winkley Studio, best known for Survival Nation and Elven Assassin, Astro Hunters VR is an online multiplayer game with cross-platform support. Working as a mercenary called the Hunters, your goal involves scavenging across different planets to gather resources and craft new items, killing enemies along the way with a whole host of weapons. The article is over at Upload VR. Henry Stockdale is the author. I don't know if they're going to have any video, but let's see. It's a multi-platform PvP VR named Astro Hunters. Let's see. Let me mute this. Come on. Get to the video. Oh, resolution looks high. Interesting. So you land on a planet. You have to lift up a handle to get out of your... It's like Planet Crafters, basically. You do some mining, you do some scooping up of stuff. It is in VR. You can actually see the stutter of the, like your arms. It's just not as smooth as, you know, like a computer game where you're actually moving a cursor and it smoothly reaches up to get something. There's always that little jagged whatever in VR. I dig this. It's more realistic in the mechanics of viewing the world around you. Instead of being over the shoulder, which we don't do in real life, you are that person. And so you don't have anything other than your peripheral vision. So you have to keep your head on a swivel and look left and right and look around. There's mobs that you have to wipe out and other threats that are out there. Astro Hunters PvPvR element of it takes a risk versus reward approach, letting you join forces with other nearby players to ensure survival or try killing them to secure a better share of loot. Resources are managed at crafting stations on your mothership, while weapons can be upgraded with elemental modifications like fire, acid, plasma, and electricity. It's supposed to become a VR free demo of Astro Hunters is supposed to be on the shop now. Steam between July 26th and 28th, starting at 1 p.m. So let's check. We'll do this live. One second. What is going on? Saying it has to verify my login information. Let's try that again. Okay, weird. So Astro Hunters. Oh, looks like the VR demo is there. And we'll add that to the library and we'll try it out here as soon as possible. It'll have to be like next week. But anyway, let's keep moving. Next article's over in WarCrafters. Open world games are some of the most popular games out there. So open world games with the most flexible combat systems. The article's over at GameRant.com. Lindsay Black put the article together. And we're going to go through it. Flexible? Yeah, Elder Scrolls 5 Skyrim, because why wouldn't this game be here? You can basically be whatever you want, and you level up as you go, whatever it is you're using. It's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. From magic to swords to bows, players have to pick a multitude, or have their pick of a multitude of unique ways to try to out combat, and or to try out combat in Skyrim. Play it safe with a basic sneaky archer, charge into battle head on with axes and swords, or just blast an enemy face to face with magic. You can't feel anything anymore. Dun dun dun. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Skyrim is just endless. And then you can go Elder Scrolls Online. It goes even beyond that. It's pretty fun. We Happy Few. I've never played it. It's from 2018, a lovely day for it, it says here. We Happy Few gives players tons of options to defend themselves with, from baseball bats to cattle prods and literal bombs. There are no shortage of options. But I don't know about flexibility. Flexibility to me seems like you can do whatever you really want. I like the RPG style of Skyrim where you can build up skills. But then there's Minecraft. See, there's no RPG elements in Minecraft unless you put them there. So there's no stats, there's no nothing. It's basically this weapon does this. So you can do whatever you want in Minecraft because there isn't anything there to pin you down. You just have to move up from your fists to netherite. And then there's mods that take it to a whole new level, but take it from there, folks. Go and check out Minecraft. I always get drawn to Minecraft, but I don't play it for very long, 15, 20, 30 minutes at most, unless I'm doing something with somebody by request. Yeah, I need RPG elements. Base building is fun, but I need something to motivate me. Sunhaven is a game I haven't played. It's from 2023. And so Sunhaven players are able to choose from a variety of species to play as, from boring old humans all the way to people that are just straight up half snakes. So you can basically do whatever you want in this as well. It is a pixel kind of a game, much like Stardew Valley looking, but Sunhaven I think is pretty popular. And then there's Darksiders 2. Elden Ring, again, that's one of those that has a massive following. Everybody loves it. It says it's a challenging Souls-like game that presents the player with no shortage of combat encounters. Yeah, a whole bunch of class options, each with their own weapon abilities. You can tweak weapons as well. Play as a noble samurai and wield a sleek katana, or smash enemies with it says comically large and heavy weapons like chaos-inducing vagabond. You can actually wear a big old pot on your head and become a pot person. Yeah. And then Conquer Online, that's one that I've never played. It's from 2004. Apparently, it says it still boasts a large player base and equally impressive selection when it comes to players' classes and weapons, archers, warriors, Trojans, and any combination variant thereof are available for players to test out. So you basically decide what you want to do. Same thing, Fallout 76. May not have a class system like other games, but that doesn't mean anything in terms of available playstyles. In fact, not limiting players to one class or the other allows them to pick whatever they want. So yeah, that's exactly what you are. Then Baldur's Gate 3, yeah, it has a lot of flexibility. You can do basically anything that you want to do in D&D. And then the Pokemon franchise, it too doesn't really lock you down. Your Pokemon are the battlers, and you can boost them with certain abilities, stats, etc. Gives them the freedom to mold their team as you see fit. So in terms of being open world, nearly every game feels that way after unlocking the entire map, and this allows players to freely fly from city to city. Open world, though, and open combat system, two different animals, I'd say. But definitely open world with a flexible system, because you have so many Pokemon that you can flex your combat abilities. Let's keep going. The next article is over in WarCrafters. The developers of this new micro-tactics roguelike RPG say it's small in scale, grand in depth. So a new tactical RPG has you put together a small adventurer team and take on time-limited battles against a variety of monsters in fast runs to reclaim ancient mines beneath a fantasy world. So this article over at PCGamer.com by Jonathan Bolding says in a deck statement, reclaim your dwarf mines from goblins and demons in forgotten mines. So I'm going to play the trailer a little bit, but mute it. And you have a card that shows what your characters are, but you're moving around in what looks like an 8x8 grid. I kind of dig this. This is pretty cool, but it's a tactical RPG, which I'm not really fond of. I like real-time games where I get to view it either immediately over the shoulder or first person. But this seems like it's pretty fun. Forgotten Mines out today by solo developer Cannibal Goose. Strings together micro-sized tactical arena battles into runs at glory as you build up resources and treasures to recruit ever better adventurers and get deeper into the earth. This is pretty cool. The demo, or the video that I'm watching, shows what your party is made of and their equipment, what their stats are, and loot that they can get, and shows that you are basically fighting. It's a dungeon crawl in 8x8 grid. It's pretty cool. I dig this. And then you try and go deeper and deeper into the mines to reclaim your fame and fortune. Forgotten Mines design appears to be all about choices, time limits, and efficiency. You only have a set number of turns to clear out the enemies. As few as 8, as many as 15. Taking down the baddies is inevitable, but making sure you have the combos and setup to take them down fast enough is the key. Seems like fun. Oh my goodness. All right. The next article is over in WarCrafters. Dungeons and Kingdoms is an upcoming game that's about exactly what it sounds like. Dungeon crawling and kingdom management. 1 second. Sorry, folks. I am multitasking. So the upcoming Dungeons and Kingdoms, which releases in early access on Steam soon, falls in the genre mashup category for the author, like Mountain Blade and Crypt of the Necro Dancer. It takes two great tastes and sees if they taste great together. This time around, oh boy. Hold on 1 second. I won't be able to do it while I'm streaming. So the first outing from the Canadian solo dev Lincoln McCulloch, aka Uncle Grouch Gaming, Dungeons and Kingdoms will have you take a ragtag group of refugees from an unlivable homeland and build them a nice place. The article is written by Russell Patterson over at PCGamer.com. You can go and check it all out, but it says can't have kingdoms without dungeons, right? So merge them together, Dungeons and Kingdoms. There is a trailer. It has neat graphics. Kind of everybody's well, the horse looks like facets. It's kind of interesting. I wonder if all of the graphics are like that. Oh, that's really neat. Chopping down wood is interesting. Building stuff up is interesting too. I like the base building style of this. Yeah, for sure. I really like this. Some of the alignment of it is kind of janky, but you go in knowing that and you'll be fine. But it says Dungeons and Kingdoms goes beyond city building and lets you transform the terrain around you. You can smooth out areas to facilitate farming, create a moat around your castle, even lift up a hill to stick an archer tower on. It sounds like you'll need the moats and towers because the game features a day and night cycle with raiders and animals that threaten your faithful followers. You'll go out and hunt, protect your village, upgrade your infrastructure. There's even a fox you can pet, apparently, which was the highlight for the author. So seems like it would be fun. There's more to read over at this article, so definitely follow the link through ohmTown and go check it out. I'm going to try and get this last article in real quick. World of Warcraft reveals a to-do list to help you prepare for the war within. I pre-ordered this and will be able to do the early access, but honestly, I don't know if I'll even be able to play the early access, as frustrating as that might be for somebody. It's really frustrating for me. I was a beta tester for World of Warcraft way back, and then gave it up when I went to school. But I'm not your traditional student. Yeah, I'll just put it that way. So World of Warcraft just shared a helpful guide on the Dragonflight rewards that will become available or unavailable or more difficult to obtain once the War Within releases. With less than a month before the next expansion, this helpful to-do list will help World of Warcraft players figure out what to focus on over the next several weeks. And there's just no way. Like, I'm not going to be able to go through any of this, but might as well let you all know that there's a list out there. The article is written by Eric Law at GameRant.com. The release of The War Within draws ever closer for early access. It's the Epic Edition set to begin in August 22nd. The full launch is August 26th for the rest of the World of Warcraft community. So the War Within pre-patch also goes live within hours of the press time of this, and you should be able to boot up the loader and update it. It'll want to update. It'll want to download an update, and then you have to reboot it, and then it'll download the patch. Seemingly seems like a small patch. Maybe the second time. I think it downloaded like gigs and gigs, like 26 gigs or something like that. Not sure anymore. To help players figure out what to do between now and the War Within, World of Warcraft has revealed a helpful guide of important Dragonflight activities they should consider completing over the next month. I stopped liking the fast kind of grind of trying to get me into endgame because I was more interested in the story, and I want base building. That's what I really want. Really what I really want is Arcade again, which Throne and Liberty might actually be the go-to for that, at least until Arcade 2 comes. We'll see. But it says while most of the content will be available, certain achievements, mounts, other rewards such as the Voyaging Wilderling and the Reigns of Anurelos will be nearly impossible or extremely difficult to obtain after the World of Warcraft, The War Within launches. And they have a list of things to do in Dragonflight. They say Dragonflight Season 4, which I stopped so far back, even though I've purchased every expansion. I haven't been able to play it because I just couldn't justify $15 a month to play it for an hour in a month. So you'll want to do certain things, certain raids. All of it is usually like raid driven. Yeah, I really wish that there was better base building in this kind of a world, but it doesn't seem to be in the cards. And having just tried out Path of Exile, I don't even like. I don't know if it's just me, but I loaded up Path of Exile, this latest iteration of it, and I don't know. I thought the graphics were different. The graphics that are out now, it just looks like it's all fuzzy to me. It's weird. It's more like, what is the game that I... Hold on one second. Let's see if I can find it. think I uninstalled it. Sorry, folks. We're doing this live, and I've got a little bit of time, so. Valheim. It's like Valheim graphics. I don't remember it having Valheim graphics. That's how far back I played Path of Exile, but I'm just a filthy casual, folks. But I love talking about games, not just one game though. So there's a lot of stuff for you to do in Minecraft, and I hope that the War Within ends up going old school and has a whole just a ton of quests to do, and that I don't have to do. Not everything hinges on beating bosses. I'm a solo, and I don't have time to grind through memorizing the combat patterns inside some dungeon or whatever, and that just seems what everything has devolved into. So yeah, I only have like an hour to play. I'll never finish World of Warcraft or catch up to where I used to be a decade ago. And like I said, I played for 8 to 10 years, something like that, after being a beta tester for the original World of Warcraft. So I love that style. Anyway, that's it for today's WarCrafters. I am Mayor Watt, and we'll see you in a little bit. I'm going to take a break. I need to do some mayoral activities, and then we'll spin up another show. That show will be the Continuity Report. And then after that is Technology Today, and after that is Four Wheel Tech, and then we're done for the day. So see you in a little bit. Bye-bye. Time to update BattleNet.